Hi, everybody. Captain Lou here with another Extravagant Few Minutes live on the Captain Lou Extravaganza Facebook page and, of course, 12 Ounce Sports and our YouTube channel, which is 12 Ounce Sports, where we invite you to subscribe to our channel, get all of our great content, including all the episodes of the Captain Lou Extravaganza. Happy Friday, everybody. May the 23rd, 2025. I hope you have some great plans this weekend for Memorial Day. We invite you to stay safe, of course, while you're doing those plans. Hey, the college football playoff, they tweaked their format. It was announced yesterday. The top 12 teams will still get in, but if you're a conference champion, that doesn't mean you get one of the top 4 auto bids. You don't get the bye in the opening round anymore. That just means the conference championship games are going to be less relevant, less meaningful, whatever you want to call it, than they already are. One wonders how serious teams are going to take it, like an Alabama or an Ohio State or an LSU or a Michigan or whoever, a Clemson. Are they even going to want to play? Are they going to try to opt out? Those are going to be questions that are going to be asked this year and as the college football playoff goes on in years to come. One of the teams that benefits the most out of this, of course, is Notre Dame. They don't play a conference champ, or they don't play in a conference, so they don't have to worry about a conference championship. One less game that they don't have to risk losing. So that's a huge, huge break for Notre Dame. Of course, they didn't get one of the top 4 bids. Boise and Arizona State did. So we'll see how that all unfolds this year with the 12-team format for the college football playoff. I know it's still 7 months away, but it's never too early to talk about college football. Let's go to the Stanley Cup playoffs in the Eastern Conference Final. Game 2 last night. Florida jumped out early, and they didn't let up. Sam Bennett with a couple of goals. 5-0. The Florida Panthers have taken command over the Carolina Hurricanes. Boy, it doesn't even look close. It doesn't even look that close. Again, I mentioned it yesterday or Wednesday when I talked about the Florida Panthers, reminding me a lot about the Detroit Red Wings in 1997 and 1998, that 98 team looking for the repeat. Detroit just manhandled everybody in the playoffs. Boy, it looks the same here. Florida, of course, went 7 against Toronto, but it looks like they've gotten all the momentum now. Taking 2 games on the road. They head to Sunrise for game 3 tomorrow, and it's going to take something special now for Carolina to get back into this one. They got to win 4 out of the next 5, and I don't see it with this Florida Panther team on a roll. Now, I know Carolina, they scored a goal. Sebastian Aho made it 3-1, but it was waved off for offsides after the review. But it was all Florida throughout this one. Again, Bobrovsky is looking so strong. And when you've got strong goaltending and you've got the depth that Florida is showing right now, I don't see how they're going to be beaten in this series. And it looks like Florida now, I know it's early, but they're up 2-0. Like I said, it's going to take a Herculean effort for Florida to lose this one against Carolina. Game 3 tomorrow night in Sunrise against the Panthers. Carolina looking for an answer. Tonight, it's game 2 of the Western Conference Final, as it's going to be Edmonton traveling down to Dallas again to take on the Stars. Dallas with that big comeback the other night, 5 goals in the third period after they were down 3-1 when it looked like Edmonton was going to steal game 1 in Dallas. We'll see if Edmonton can respond to this. We'll see if Dallas can do the same as Florida and take a commanding 2-0 lead. Dallas, though, with home ice tonight. This will be a big game for Edmonton. They can take control of with home ice if they can win tonight in game 2, but the way Ottinger's looking after that shaky first period, it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a great matchup tonight in Dallas. In the NBA, how about Oklahoma City? They're up 2-0. SGA, 38 points last night. Also with in double figures over 20 points, Jalen Williams with 26 and Chet Holmgren with 22. But SGA, after being announced the MVP of the NBA, came out with that 38-point performance as Oklahoma City was up 22 after 3 quarters of play and just rolled. They're up 2-0 as the series shifts now to Minnesota for game 3 this weekend. Tonight, the Indiana Pacers. Wow, what a comeback they had the other night against the New York Knicks. All the New York Knicks fans are ready to jump off the Brooklyn Bridge, the Mackinac Bridge, whatever bridge. I'll tell you, they were feeling pretty cocky. And again, they probably had good reason to, as they were down, or they were up 14 with less than 2 minutes to go. They're up 9 with 58 seconds left, and Indiana came back and stunned them. And now they, of course, they go into overtime and win. Tyrese Halliburton with the choke sign when he thought he had the game won. I don't know. I go back and forth on this. This is the new NBA. This is the new world of college sports. Choke signs, whatever, mocking your opponent. Look, it's just, that's the new way of the NBA. I don't like it. I thought it was kind of a clown move. But, again, there is no nobility and humility in professional sports. So I guess this is the new norm. It's accepted, not by me, but Indiana will look to go up 2-0 tonight in New York at the Garden. And the Knicks, if they want to stay in this series, I know they've won games on the road before, but Indiana is they're so deep. And if New York falls 2-0 in this one, it's over. Indiana will not relinquish a 2-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. Baseball last night, the Tigers lost big time to the Cleveland Indians by the score of 7-0. Flaherty struggling. A great pitching performance by the Guardians. They're back within 5 games of the Tigers. The Tigers now with a 5-game lead over the Indians and over the Kansas City Royals and the Minnesota Twins. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have today in sports history and today's birthdays right after this here on An Extravagant Few Minutes. Welcome back to another Extravagant Few Minutes here on 12-Ounce Sports and the Captain Lou Extravaganza Facebook page. Now let's take an extravagant look at today in sports history. Back in 2021, Phil Mickelson became the oldest winner of a major in PGA history as he won the PGA Championship at the age of 50. In 2010, the Chicago Blackhawks swept the San Jose Sharks 4-0 in the Western Conference Final en route to their Stanley Cup victory. In 1991, Tommy Green pitched a no-hitter for the Philadelphia Phillies against the Montreal Expos, winning 2-0. And in 1984, the Detroit Tigers tied an American League record with their 16th straight road win on their way, of course, to that World Series championship later on in the year. Today's birthdays: Aaron Donald, 7-time Pro Bowler, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, is 34 years old. Pat Hurst, former LPGA golfer, is 56. Gary Roberts, 59, a 3-time NHL All-Star. And Buck Showalter, 2-time Manager of the Year in Major League Baseball. He turns 69. And born on this date, 1952, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Probably one of the best 3 rounds of boxing I've ever seen in my lifetime is when he fought Tommy Hearns in that opening round when it looked like Hearns was going to knock him out. In that 3rd round, Marvin Hagler came back and won 3 rounds of boxing. That was what a fun matchup that was. Voting for Tommy Hearns, it was tough to watch, but Marvelous Marvin Hagler, 7-year run as undisputed middleweight champion, passed away a few years ago, born on this date in 1952. All right, everybody, that's a look at today in sports history and today's birthdays. We want to thank you for welcoming us into your homes, on your computers, on your laptop, iPhone, however you watch this around the world, here on the Captain Lou Extravaganza Facebook page, and of course, 12-Ounce Sports and our YouTube channel. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow with another Extravagant Few Minutes and today in sports history. But until then, be safe. And this reminder, keep your heads up, keep your sticks down, keep your feet moving, and as always, keep your minds open. So long, everybody.